Welcome to Impact OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping Orange County. With your host, Don Camber.
Hello, live from the OC Talk radio studios at UCI's Beal Applied Innovation Center. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Don Camber with another great guest impacting our community in a positive way. Today, I welcome Girls Inc. of Orange County Chief Program Officer Jessica Hubbard. The organization's mission is to inspire all girls to be strong, smart, and bold, with special attention to girls who are at high risk. Thank you, Jessica, for being on Impact OC.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Jessica, please share with us the demographics of the girls your nonprofit serves and go over the programs that are being offered virtually.
Absolutely. Demographics and data, I've got it for you. We love data at Girls Inc. of Orange County and pride ourselves on making data-informed decisions for our programs and for our girls. So annually, we serve around 4,300 girls we served pre-COVID. In this past year, with COVID, we served over 3,500 girls. So not too shabby, despite there being a pandemic, and that's because we moved our programming virtually, so we could still serve our girls. The girls that we serve, our programs are for all girls in Orange County. So if you are a girl in Orange County between the ages of 5 and 18, we have a program for you. There is a space for you in Girls Inc. of OC, and we create our programs for all girls. But you mentioned we do pay special attention to girls that are high risk, those that we don't want to see slip through the cracks. So those that are coming from certain families that might not have access to opportunities. We want to find those girls. We want them to come to Girls Inc. of Orange County so we can give them access to opportunities, to education, and move towards gender equity and gender equality.
So exactly where do the girls come from when you say high risk?
They're coming from all over Orange County, and it's difficult to put a label on what type of girl, what type of household will be at risk. But I can tell you about the girls that we serve and the girls that we seek to serve. So we have our College Bound program, for example, which assists girls in getting access to college, the school of their dreams. And the majority of the girls that we serve in that program are first in their family to attend college. In our last year's cohort of the girls that we served, of those senior girls, 100% of them were college bound and attending college when we checked in on them, which is fantastic. So for the majority of those girls, they would be the first in their family, the first generation to attend college and pursue higher education. Of the girls that we're serving, roughly 70-80% of those girls come from a family household income that is less than $50,000 a year. The demographics, again, it's not one particular type of girl. It's all girls in OC, but in any given year, between 60 and 80% of our girls are Latina. And we know that there are certain families and certain girls that are seeking these types of opportunities more than others. But a program like College Bound, created for girls to get them access to college and higher education, is for any girl, regardless of where they're coming from. A program like our early literacy program, Lit Lab, which is for our girls in kindergarten to third grade, all girls for this program is created for all girls. We love to bring that program into schools where we know that they're struggling with having those early literacy scores that are at grade level. The data suggests that if a student is not reaching grade level by third, fourth grade, all kinds of horrible things are going to befall them in the future. They're less likely to graduate college in the future. They're more likely to live in poverty. So we work with girls to make sure that they're reaching grade level reading at a certain age.
So the age range is?
For our programs is 5 to 18. So any girl 5 to 18, we are here for you.
So what kind of programs are for the younger kids and what kind of programs are for the older ones?
We have programs that are created for every single phase and every grade and every age of life, because the idea of our programs is that we're creating this sustained exposure. So that it's fine if a girl comes in for one program and we only get to see them for a year, but we prefer, and what we would love to see is we meet them when they're younger and they stay with Girls Inc. and they grow up with Girls Inc. to become the woman that we know that they can become. So we have our early literacy program starting for the younger grades, for kinder through third grade. We have our math support program, Logic Lab, which is for also elementary students. Our summer program, Smart Ups, is an entrepreneurship program for elementary girls in 4th through 6th grade, where they are creating their own business or repairing a business and then pitching it to a group of VCs, similar to a Shark Tank kind of experience. When girls get into the middle school grades, we don't want them to lose their attention or focus on the academics. So we were coming in heavy with a lot of STEM education, because we know that many girls start to lose their interest in STEM around middle school. And it goes from saying, I'm not really having an easy time doing math, to I don't like math anymore. And we want to make sure that doesn't happen. We want to change that. So we're getting in there with STEM, with math education, with all of that focus to provide the girls the support they need, so that there's someone, a female role model, helping them, teaching them, guiding them, so that they're able to stay focused on their academics and enjoy them. And they can have that self-confidence, that self-efficacy in saying, I'm good at math and I can do this. Or if it's reading, or if it's language arts, whatever it is, whatever she chooses. For our high school girls, programs continue support in STEM education, but we're also offering life skills. Our programs for our Persuasion program, which is our drug and alcohol abuse program. So to try and deter the use and abuse of drug and alcohol, we have our healthy sexuality, sex education programs, our period positive programming, the programs created for girls at every particular phase and age of their life. And then for our upper teen girls and our high school girls, we have our Girls Meet the Workforce program, which allows girls to have an actual externship experience with some of our incredible corporate partners that have connected with Girls Inc. and take one of our girls under their wing and show them what it's like to enter the world of work. They receive soft skills and hard skills education with us, and then have that mentoring externship experience out in the world of work. And then the College Bound program that I was mentioning earlier, that's, the final phase where we all kind of watch our girls graduate. And that culminates with this really cool college shower experience that we have, and which is pretty unique to Girls Inc. And we're really proud of that, because women get the showers for when they get married and when they have a baby, right? And they're celebrating the wedding, they're celebrating the birth of a child. Why are we not celebrating college and this amazing, momentous achievement of gaining access and pursuing higher education? So at Girls Inc., we want to make sure you're celebrating the baby and the wedding, but before all that, let's celebrate the pursuit of higher education. So we hold the college shower event for our girls as we're saying goodbye to them and wishing them well as they go on to pursue higher education and go on to college.
Is this an after-school program? How often do they meet?
Our programs can exist in after-school space and during the school day as well. So pre-COVID, we love it when we can have a strong partnership with a school and a school district, and we're in that school zone and we're in that school space, and we come into the classroom with our programming. And it's quite a feather in our cap if a school is saying, we want to make sure we have your content in our school day, because we know that you have the highest quality STEM education that we're able to see. At Girls Inc., we're able to dive a little bit deeper than sometimes they are in the school space. So we bring our STEM content or our literacy content or our Logic Lab math program to the school classroom, and we can bring it there and work with girls in that school space. Or after school on a school campus, there's community partner spaces. Right now, though, we've had to move everything virtual. So Girls Inc. has not stopped even with the pandemic going on. And although the schools aren't operating the way that they were, we're still partnering with schools, and we'll create videos, send them to them so they can see our educators reading a book with a female protagonist and all themes and everything with a gender lens, sharing that with our school partners so they can share it with their students. So everything is moved virtual for us, and we're still able to reach and teach our girls.
Is that once a week, or what's the duration?
It depends on the program. So we want that sustained exposure. So not just through their entire life from 5 to 18, but we want to make sure that they're seeing us and we have multiple touch points throughout a week. So a literacy lab program, it's great when we're seeing them twice a week. So we'll have one day where we're focusing on the skills and learning new vocabulary words for that week. We'll be reading the book of the week. And then the second day of that week, for example, we'll have the girls practicing reading aloud to a literate adult, and that's where our amazing volunteers come into play. So it's helpful to have those multiple touch points with our girls. So it just depends on the program. Our college bound, again, multiple times a week, especially when we're in the college application phase, and they're going to come in one day and work on a college acceptance essay, and it's going to need some tinkering later on in that week for sure. And then maybe later on we'll be working on the FAFSA application. So for most of our programs, it's once or a couple times a week.
What about staff? Who are they?
The staff is the most incredible, creative group of educators that you're ever going to meet, and we have around 20 individuals that work on the team and delivering that solid program experience. And I prefer to call them educators because that's what they're doing. They're creating that content, that rich, in-depth, holistic content that serves our girls and digs in deeper to each of those subjects, because the literacy lab, we can dig in a little bit deeper on those our early literacy skills, and same with the math, and find ways to make that still fun and engaging, and again, everything with a gender lens as well.
Are any of the educators volunteers?
Our educators are our staff, so that's a hired staff of a team of people that many of them have experience teaching in the past. Our staff is made up of individuals with master's degrees in education that have they're accredited to be classroom teachers, and we are so grateful and we're lucky that they work for Girls Inc. of Orange County. And then our volunteer group is a completely separate group of individuals that support our educators in the classroom space or with other programs or other opportunities that we might have. Funding, yes, we always need funding, yes. The funding is what allows us to serve our girls, so that it's making it possible so we can have this incredible, richly talented staff, because we like to have real teachers, real educators in there working with our girls, and not a glorified babysitter. So we want to make sure that we have the incredible staff that's working with those girls and that's teaching them the real skills that they need, strong academic support, and then also providing that connection that's also needed. And the majority of our staff is also female, so that they're seeing that strong female role model as well. So funding supports our staff and the program supplies that we need for our programs as well.
How do you get funding?
Funding comes from a large majority of it comes from grants that we write. And then we also have our individual donors, individuals that our work and our mission strikes a chord with them, and they've generously chosen to fund our work. And then, of course, there's events that we have and hold, which will make up a good portion of our funding as well. We do have an event that's coming up soon. So we have
Can you tell us?
Yeah, absolutely. So we will be having our second virtual event, and that will be taking place in June. And it's another virtual fundraising event, which we know everyone's tired of their Zoom fatigue, but ours are a little bit different, and it's a well-polished, fun event. What I love about our virtual events, even though it's fundraising, we give a great opportunity for our girls to share their voices, and that's what Girls Inc. is all about, is girls speaking and sharing their voices, and that's where we allow that in our program spaces, but also at our fundraising events as well. So you'll have the opportunity to hear from several of our girls where they're going to share their experiences, what COVID has been like for them, and how COVID and how the pandemic and learning through this process has been made better with Girls Inc. in their lives.
Share with us some stories from the girls.
Stories from our girls, where to begin? The first ones that come to mind are our college-bound girls, the ones that, and I'm seeing their faces right now. So we have an incredible group of girls right now, and I have to brag about our numbers, because I think that's always really important to share, especially during a pandemic. That last year, pre-pandemic, we were serving 13, 15 senior girls. Well, we had decided that's too small, we're going to go big. The pandemic hit, And we were like, nope, we're still doing it. We're still going to serve more senior girls with this college bound program because we know how many girls in Orange County need access to higher education and just need that hand holding, that guidance, that mentorship. So we decided to grow the program. And this year we are proudly serving 90 senior girls that are college bound, that are every single day I'm getting text messages and emails from the girls that they're getting those acceptance letters from Harvard, from Berkeley, from Stanford, from Yale, girls that are so excited to share that they're getting their acceptance letter from the school of their dreams and that they are college bound. My favorite stories would be the girls that share with us, and I'll have to make sure that people visit our YouTube channel as well, because we share many of the videos of these experiences of our programs and these experiences. But girls that will share, I didn't think that college was possible for me. I didn't know that I was going to be able to go to college. I dreamt about it. I thought about it. But thanks to Girls Inc., this is a reality. And I can go to college. In this one video we have, our girl Jessie is sharing that how grateful she is that college has been made possible for her because of Girls Inc. And her mom stepped in, one of the benefits of virtual experiences. So her mom came into the shot, and I just have to say thank you so much to Girls Inc. also sharing that she wanted to be able to give this to her daughter, and the way that she could do that is by giving her access to Girls Inc. programming, because she knew Girls Inc. could help her get into college. So that's the ultimate experience. And to have 90 of those this year, similar stories, similar experiences, that's the whole point. Because when they start with us at 5 years old, the goal is to create this equitable society. That's the vision for Girls Inc. And to get them there, we know that they need to have opportunities and education.
What's the connection between Girls Inc. and their parents?
The connection between Girls Inc. and their parents is it's dependent on the girl and the family. There are some girls who find Girls Inc. because they have a mom or they have a dad that heard about us, that learned about us, and said, you're going to go to that Girls Inc. and I don't want to hear about it. You're going. There's some girls that find Girls Inc. on their own and realize that this is a place where they can pursue their dreams in a space, in a way that they can't in a regular classroom setting or with other organizations, perhaps. So some girls find us their own. Sometimes you have that really cool aunt that finds Girls Inc. and says, you know what, I want to make sure that you're attending the Eureka Summer program that's for our teen girls, where they have 50% life skills and 50% STEM education. So it depends. We love for our parents to have an active role and participate with us. Family engagement is always sought after, but it's not necessary, because what we're teaching our girls is that they have the agency to take control of their lives and make choices. And with the right education and the right guidance, they're going places and they can do those things. So parent involvement, parent engagement, we love it, but not necessary, because we're giving girls the tools they need to find opportunities on their own.
Thank you, Girls Inc. of Orange County Chief Program Officer Jessica Hubbard, for being on Impact OC. And I thank everyone for tuning in. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Dawn Camber. Have an impactful day.
You've been listening to Impact OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping our community. Right here on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio.